Okay, so it is October 22nd, and I have fully intended on reading a bunch of people. This is a live stream that I'm doing privately so that I can actually get through my list of people. And so there is no chat available right now. I'm not chatting. So I'm going to just run through this list. I have a list of names written down. And I will type in as it goes so that it's kind of got a time marker on it. All right. So the first one is going to be a Kayla Lyman. Okay. So what I'm going to do is just take a moment to vibe on a person's name, and then I'm going to give you a quick reading, and it's most important information that comes through. So this first one is for Kayla Lyman. And actually, I should probably be able to like pause this or something. I don't think I can, though, being that it's a live stream. I just have to type it. Okay, so Kayla Lyman, the first thing that your guides are showing for you is that you are entering into a new portion of pathway. So it's that opportunities have already presented to you, and that you have two ways to go. There's a over the mountain or through a pass through the mountain. And so when I look at this, I think the easiest way right now, especially, I feel like you could very easily climb this mountain and pursue whatever it is you're pursuing. However, why add more issue? Like, why not just take the easy route right now? You don't have anything to prove to anyone. You don't have to do anything. Just absolutely just do this. Do the easy route. Remove all the people, the drama, anything that's going to complicate it, and take it straight, boom, from point A to point B. Straight lines are so much faster, and you'll have the same end result. It's just that it'll get you quicker. It'll get you there quicker, with less strain. So for you, Kayla Lyman, definitely take the easier route. Super important. Okay. The next one is Sarina Leyva. Excuse me if I kill your names. I apologize. Sarina Leyva. So the first thing that comes for you, it's the feeling that I know something is wrong and I know something is happening, but I'm not doing anything about it. It's almost like it's a voyeuristic thing. Like I'm watching something negative happening and I'm not doing anything about it. So for you, the main message is don't just be a bystander. Don't stand back in public or in your own life knowing something negative is happening and just watching it happen. Make sure you get involved. Make sure that you are stepping forward. Just be brave, be courageous, and do what you know is right. And some people, they'll go, well, maybe it's none of your business. Well, maybe it is. If it's been presented to you, then obviously it's your business. Because God is showing you something for a reason, either to help yourself or to help someone else. Don't be a bystander. Don't stand back. This goes for anybody, really. But your message to you, Sarina, is very important, that you're not a bystander right now, and that you need to trust your instincts and your gut and step into a situation. So if this has not become like privy knowledge, like you don't understand this yet, what I'm talking about, when it does happen, make sure you do something about it. Don't keep it in. Okay, so Tracy Evans. Okay. Tracy Evans, you're next. So Tracy, for you, okay, so first of all, we're here to accomplish our own things. We are given a life contract, people we're going to meet, people we're going to know, experiences, And it's kind of like just an outline. It isn't an information booklet that tells us every step, it's an outline. And so we are faced with choices and decisions and movements that are all of our own free will. We choose how we want to go. Do we want to take this path or do you want to do this? Do you want to go walk up and touch the goblin or do we want to run in fear? There's all sorts of different choices we make. And so your path, nobody's path, is to um, fix somebody else. If we try to spend our life fixing someone else, imagine how much we lose. Now you're walking on someone else's path, and they may not even care about that path. So I feel almost as if I stand in front of you and I put a glass pane between us, I feel relief. I feel just like like weight lifted. I feel relief. And so this is probably what you're going to need to do in this lifetime is to cut cords and cut connections with people. And as tough as it may be, some connections are so hard to break. I know, but sometimes we must endure tough love. And so this is something you have to do. You're going to regret so much if you don't. You're going to regret so much, Tracy, if you don't. Okay, so next is Jennifer Fichter. Jennifer Fichter. Okay. Hopefully this is going to align with the time slot so you can like run back and forth through things. Okay, so Jennifer, I have you on your beach. That's where you're at. So you're grounded, safe, secure. You're in a little pair of slip-on shoes, a long skirt, top with a little sweater over. You're looking out at the water. The way that you dressed almost looks like 1950s. It shows this traditionalism thing going on. It shows you being traditional. It shows you um, wanting certain views to happen and certain perspectives and certain things in your life to happen. It also shows the desire for the white picket fence. It shows the desire for the home and um, just being able to run your own home and have your own family and do all of these own, this is like something you probably have dreamt about all of your life. And so as you're standing there, you have your hands kind of behind your back. The shoes represent feeling held back or not being able to move forward with something. And also, I think it was the computer. You are kind of just, you have your hands behind your back and you're like rolling up on your feet and you're just kind of rolling up and watching out onto the water and you look hopeful. So this represents the desires for opportunities. Now you're not trying to go out on the water. You're trying to bring these things back into your life, and you may have to change things about in order to go out on the water. I mean, water is not coming to you. You don't want it to do that. So in order to obtain the things that you want that are on the water, you're going to have to go out on the water and then bring them back to your beach. So that's saying, if you want change to happen, you have to make it happen, make change happen, however that goes. You get what I'm saying. It's familiar enough, I think. So be the change that you want to see in the world. Is that something like that? I have no idea, but there's like several that go like that. Okay. So Jennifer, that is for you. If you what you want is coming and it is possible. You just have to go someplace, do things that you normally wouldn't do. I'm not saying go hang out all night in a bar, but maybe it's a library. Maybe you don't go to libraries. Switch grocery stores? I don't know. But they're just saying you have to do something different. Okay, so Jessie Green. Jessie Green. I spelled that right. Jessie Green. Okay. Jessie Green. So for you, up the dunes is a pathway away from the water, and it looks like you're holding a child's hand, and this must be mom and dad, and then this must be your sons. I think this is a son's father. And as you come up, you're holding the hand and you're like, oh my gosh, Where have you guys been? Like, really, where have you been? You look very frustrated. You look very put out. You look defeated, sad, upset, angry, all in the same kabobble. Like, you feel frustrated. I can see if you've lost parents and every bit of support around you, this would be one of the hardest things to endure. Your mother, as you walk up, kind of goes like this, like she touches your hand and goes like this, and you kind of push into her hand. She calls you sweetie. She says, "Oh, sweetie." And as she says that, your father says, "You're so much stronger than you think." Now, husband or boyfriend, whoever this is back here, he's kind of got his hands in his pockets, or his left hand in his pocket, and he's kind of kicking the dirt, and he looks at you and he's kicking the dirt. He's saying it, he didn't mean to go. He didn't mean to leave you like this. He says when you're sitting on the other edge of the bed and you are crying, he's holding your hands. He's cupping your hands. He says it's all going to be made right. He doesn't leave you, doesn't go far. And then there's also a J sound, like a G or a J, that comes through. So he wants me to acknowledge that. I don't know if it's like a jack or what, but it's a J sound. He wipes your tears away. I know this is weird too, but it looks like a pendant. Like I don't know if it would be like an Irish horn or Italian horn, or it almost looks like a banana or something, but it would be something gold that you might wear. He's talking about that. And then I'm wondering if this is a tattoo or something you have on your right. I think it's your right thigh. Maybe if I'm mirroring you, it's your left thigh. It feels like my right, but it looks the way I'm standing to be your left thigh. But it's talking about something, a mark or a tattoo or something on the leg. So, Jessie, these people, oh, well, there's a J. You're a J. These people are all here with you. I just wanted you to know that. Okay, so Sandi Morehead, right? I always have to make sure I'm reading this. Okay. Sandi, where are you? The first place they take me is to your garden, which your garden looks almost empty except for a few roses. Roses represent courage, beauty, feminine strength. Just imagine a rose petal. You know, it's brittle, it's feminine, it's delicate, but then it's got this long stem that's very hardy, and the thorns just basically say, "I don't mean to, but I may hurt you," and it represents having gone through strife and a lot of issue, and your mind looks like it's trying to come to terms with everything that's going on in your life, and that you have a strong guide presence around you, and you need to trust them and listen to them and stop listening to the darker angels that want to play on all of the things that have occurred in your life and the difficulties that have occurred in your life, and they want you to listen to the more positive things. So this is important that you do that you ignore the negatives. If you're unsure about something that you see or hear, write it down and keep a journal. It's very simple, but pay attention to like birds that do funny things, pennies, feathers, and dimes that are thrown by your guides to let you know that you are not alone. So hopefully that helps you out, Sandi. Excuse me. Okay, so the next person is Jenn Blair. I believe that's how I read it. Jenn Blair. Right. So for Jenn, you're being told to listen to your stomach, listen to your physical gut. When you step forward, do you feel really relieved? Do you feel good about this path? It's funny because as I'm following behind you, I'm kind of getting this sick feeling a little bit like I may be walking the wrong direction. So you want to make sure that when you take your steps forward, that they represent positive growth for you. And sometimes that means that other people will get hurt. But I want to clarify, if you are walking in a certain direction based on the need for change, let's say, so you have this huge thing of change that needs to happen. Before you make a decision on which path you take, you always want to give the people involved, if there are people involved, the benefit of the doubt of saying, this is the path I want to take. This is what I need. This is what I want to happen in my life. Are you capable of walking that path too? Because if you are, then now you know what I want and need, and you can walk it with me. Sometimes people are like, no, you know what? That's not what I want. That's not where I want to go. That's not what I want to do. And you've given them an option and a chance to grow with you. Then you know you've made the right decision. But it feels like right now there is an explosion happening behind you, and you want to look back. Like you are not sure. You want to turn around and look back, which means whatever you walked away from or you decided against an option for the path you're on now is probably not the direction you ultimately felt you wanted to go. So now you have to figure out, how do you get back and correct all of those things and then tie off your loose ends and move forward. So I know your heart's in the right place, and I know that you try to do things based on what God would feel is best for you. It's just that sometimes it can be confusing, and we all get confused and we all make improper decisions, but it's not like things are set in stone. You can always go back and fix this. Some things you can't. I'm just going to say right now, some things there is no fixing. Then it is, the doors are closed. But it feels like as long as you trust your gut, hopefully, maybe, and maybe I'm seeing things prior to you doing them. So it'll help you to make the right decision, so that if you start to feel these things or experience these things, then you will know which path to take. So hopefully that'll help you out, Jen. Okay. So the next person is Kelly Krieg, IEG. Kelly. Okay. Kelly, you need to stand on your own 2 feet, girl. You need to stop asking for help, and you need to stop waiting for people to help you and give you answers. You need to trust yourself. You need to say, this is right, this is wrong, this is the best choice, this is not. And you need to listen to when you're arguing in your own head, because the human part of us will always seek the pleasure principle. It will always go for what's easiest, what brings on the happiest things, the most pleasure. Whereas choices that are more spiritual or where we know we should go are not always the easiest paths. And this looks like you are going to be uncomfortable for a while in order to make your path the way that it's supposed to be. And it looks like, and through this discomfort, you're also making a lot of corrections and you're fixing things that have been wronged. I'm also seeing like a brother figure in here somewhere. I'm not sure how he fits, but it's a brother's energy. And I'm not sure if it feels right or not. Meaning, I'm not sure how you're supposed to treat that relationship. Almost as if you have to, see, that's what I'm kind of weighing out. It's almost as if you have to, regardless of the relationship, you're going to have to cut people off in order to be able to move forward properly. And then also what they're saying is you have to forgive, and then you'll have to let go. You don't have to forget. You just have to forgive and let go and move forward. Golly gee, Kelly. So it just, accept everything in your life with your signature on it. Put your signature on it because it's your life. Accept it all, take it in, and then clean your plate. Just clean your plate. What does not belong on your plate? What creates a problem on your plate? And get rid of it. just brush it aside and say, this is what is priority. This is what's most important right now. A lot of times we walk away from our spiritual self as well. We walk away from God. We blame Him. We do all sorts of things. And truly, the bad in this world is not created by God. It's truly not. It's created by humans. It's created by people. People do things wrong. And so look to Him for His help and support right now as well. It's just like any other parent. The light's probably on, waiting for you to knock on the door. So I hope that helps you out, Kelly. Okay. Next is Chris Millard. Okay. Chris, the first thing that they show you is standing up against a chain link fence, like a tall chain link fence. And I can hear it. I hear your hand on it. And I can hear you. And it's almost as if you are pushing up against it. You're talking to someone on the other side and you are upset. There's a distance, there's a break. And I feel like there's a car on the other side. I'm wondering if somebody who's been in a car accident is trying to come through to you. It's dark. And it almost looks like an impound area or a place where they take broken cars, something like that. Junkyard or something. There's I think I'm twizzling because I'm pretty sure you have a lot of people around you who have passed over. There's a younger male, probably closer in age to you, either a brother or a friend. There's a younger female who's younger than you. She's got longer blonde hair. You have a lot of people around you. And they all come up around you and they put their hand on you, each put their hand on you. And they're also saying that through your trials that you sometimes talk stupid. So it's like they're saying, don't let dumb ideas into your head. Don't let dumb ideas come out of your mouth because it's not you. Nobody is better off without you here, just so that's clear. And something about letting go the fact that you weren't there, that none of it matters. So I guess to let you know that it looks like you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 people standing all around you and you don't realize it. I don't know if you were in the service or not, but it also feels like there's military around you as well. So upstairs letting you know that they know your cries and they know what you need, that you're not alone, which is always very comforting. Okay, Debra Gulley. Gulley. Gulley, I believe. Debra, the first thing that your guides are showing you is that you are out on the water. You are barefoot, but you have stockings on. You're in a long blue skirt. This is like a cumbersome, heavy outfit. Something you would wear in the 70s, not now. It looks like just really uncomfortable. And you are you're holding onto the mast of the boat and you are just desperate to get off of the boat. You want to get back to your beach. You want to get back to what is important. So what this says is that at some point you would have gone out onto the water. You would have been wearing shoes too, but you left the stockings on. And they're slippery, so trying to maintain balance. But as you go out on the water, it's almost like you're called. Like, hey, Debra, right? Debra? Yeah. Debra, come home. Come back here. We need you on your beach, or you need to be on your beach. And it feels almost like a desperation of getting back to grounding. I just feel like I'm kind of desperate. I'm feeling insecure and out of my mind. And although I'm on the water on a boat, I still feel, I don't see any oars. There's no canvas on the mast. It's just you and the boat. And almost the desire to jump in the water to swim back, but don't do that. Don't get in the water, because it means that not only will you lose the opportunity that you set out to get, but you will put yourself in mentally in a harm's way. Um, excuse me. So yeah, don't jump in the water. Ask for support. Ask for a push in that direction. Ask for a push towards the beach. Some of this may just simply be that you need to have faith that you're exactly where you're meant to be. And although people may be calling for your help, you're where you're meant to be. And deja vus will happen when that occurs too. Like, even though like you're all of a sudden you're like, wait, I've been here, I've done this, I've experienced this before. Deja vu. It's not that you have been there before. It's just that you've aligned with your contract, your life contract, and it's basically saying that as crappy as the situation is around you right now, you're exactly where you're meant to be. So it lets you know that all the things that have happened, you're still right where you need to be. So I guess that's the point, is stop panicking and freaking out and thinking you need to be elsewhere, because you're heading back to your beach. It's just going to be in God's time, not your own. Okay. So those were all emails that I've just answered. Now I have a lot of messenger messages, and I think I will do those in a separate video, because I need some coffee and a treat because my stomach is growling. So watch for the next one. I'm going to put this one up, and thanks to everybody who listens. Also, don't forget, make sure that you subscribe to my live streams. You subscribe to Facebook, and you like my Facebook page, as well as subscribing to the YouTube channel, because when I get on and do impromptu videos, you'll get in on them. Normally I do them live, but when they're live, everybody jumps on and I can't read the people that I've promised to read. Alrighty then. So stay tuned for messenger messages coming next.